This tube is the most awesome goddamn force in the whole godless world. And woe is us if it ever falls into the hands of the wrong people. TV party tonight! TV party tonight! TV party tonight! TV party tonight! We're gonna have a TV party tonight! Alright! We're gonna have a TV party, alright! Tonight! We got nothing better to do than watch TV and have a couple of brews. All our friends are gonna hang out here tonight. All right. We'll pass out on the couch. All right. Tonight. We've got nothing better to do than watch TV and have a couple of brews. Don't talk about anything else. We don't wanna know. We're dedicated to our favorite shows. Saturday Night Live. Monday Night Football. Dynasty. Friday. No TV party
Greetings all, I'm Dubious Khan, and welcome into the Idiot Box, where we take a look at television of the past and present, and try to figure out where things went so horribly, horribly wrong. Today I'm proud to introduce a new segment on this show called Pilot Season, where we take a look at the pilot of a show that never made it, and try to figure out why. For those of you unfamiliar with the term, a pilot episode is an episode that gets produced when the executives at a network that a show is being pitched to wants to see what it would actually look like on screen. Then they watch the episode and decide whether or not they're going to take it to series. Now, some of these episodes do get approved, a series is made, and the pilot is aired, usually as the first episode. More often than not, however, these pilots are not liked, and the show goes off and fades into obscurity. Now, some do emerge on the internet and at fan conventions and whatnot, and get an audience that way. And an even rarer few actually make it to air as specials on the network it was pitched to. And then they fade into obscurity. Today we're going to take a look at one of those that did manage to make it to air. In this case, it was a cartoon series based on an early 90s video game franchise that started off as a ripoff of a more popular franchise, but quickly grew into its own and developed a huge cult following that exists even to this day. Sadly, the entire franchise disappeared from view once the PlayStation 1 N64 console generation started. Today we're going to take a look at Battletoads.
Battletoads began life as a video game developed by Rare and was released in 1991 for the original Nintendo Entertainment System. The game was well known for its cartoonish graphics, catchy music, and punishing difficulty. Seriously, mention Battletoads and speeder bikes to any gamer who was around during the tail end of the NES era, and you'll be treated to a curse-laden rant that would cause the late George Carlin to call for restraint. What is your opinion of the 1991 NES game Battletoads?
Oh, Battletoads. Oh, that was a great game. Such great graphics. You had awesome music. Gameplay was fun. I mean, where can you go wrong? Classic. Am I right?
And what about the speeder bike levels?
Speeder bikes. Speeder bikes. Speeder bikes. Let me tell you about those fucking speeder bikes. I mean, oh my god. You wouldn't believe how fucking terrible those things are. I mean, god damn it. Oh my. Those things. Ah.
Calm down. Have some dip.
The first game was a breakout hit and went on to spawn 4 more games. Battletoads for the Game Boy, Battletoads and Double Dragon for the NES, Battletoads and Battle Maniacs for the SNES, and an arcade version.
At the height of their popularity, Deke Entertainment looked at the franchise and said, you know, these video games are pretty damn popular, and they're quite clearly a ripoff of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I bet we could give those bastards over at Murakami Wolf a run for their money, so let's option that sucker for a series. As we will see, this did not go according to plan. So, let's take a look at the only produced episode of Battletoads.
But first, a little setting information. Battletoads was, basically, a cartoonish space opera. The three Battletoads, Zitz, Rash, and Pimple, travel around the galaxy with their mentor, Professor T-Bird, and fight the evil Dark Queen and her army of mutant rats, pigs, and other monsters. The proposed TV series would largely be based on the first game, the plot of which had Rash and Zitz rescuing Pimple and the Princess Angelica after they had been abducted by the Dark Queen.
So there you have it, a really basic story concept, and it's ideal for animation. Wacky hijinks in outer space in the finest Flash Gordon tradition. What could possibly go wrong? We're in trouble.
Okay, there are many ways you can go with a theme song for a show like this, but honestly, given what I know about the franchise, a bad Beach Boys homage is not what I would choose to get everyone excited about the show they're going to watch. I'm not really going to criticize the title sequence too much here. Since this was a pilot, the intro is made up of footage from the actual episode itself, so aside from spoiling one or two gags, it's not worth discussing. The story proper opens with Professor T-Bird and Princess Angelica as they attempt to escape from the Dark Queen.
Oh no! The Dark Queen has found us again!
Then all is lost.
No, Princess Angelica, you are the last star child of the blood. The Dark Queen will do anything to get your Galactico amulet.
Pay attention to that amulet, because it's going to serve absolutely no purpose in the story we're about to see.
Eyes ahead in the Spandera Nebula.
I'll have the amulet. And the pretty blonde head of the one who wears it.
And suddenly, an entire generation of kids wants to know what BDSM is.
She won't get away. Her royal guard is wiped out. Her only friend in the entire universe is that crackpot Professor T-Bird. Who could possibly save her now?
Well, our title characters, of course, who will no doubt be found on an alien planet somewhere in the galaxy wailing the tar out of bad guys when they get the call to come to the princess's aid.
Morgan Ziegler, Dave Shar, George Pye. You three are the biggest losers in the history of Waldo P. Oxnard Junior High. And why? Because you're a bad influence on each other. So I'm splitting you three up.
Never mind the fact that I'm completely exceeding my authority as a principal by dictating who you can and can't hang out with simply because I believe you to be losers and have no evidence of you being actual troublemakers.
Or they could be three completely dorky human beings. Kind of forgot what show I was watching there for a second.
Don't get within 20 yards of each other. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sadly, these three... Yeah, these are our heroes. And even more sad than that is the fact that this is kinda almost canon. Let me explain. According to the official backstory for the video games, Morgan, Dave, and George were all programmers working on a brand new video game called Battletoads, and they were using a virtual reality simulator to do it. Then they began to suspect that their boss was doing something kind of shady with the programming, but when they went to investigate, it turned out the virtual reality device was actually a teleporter, and they ended up being teleported across the galaxy, and when they landed, they were permanently stuck in the form of the Battletoads. That was there they met Professor T-Bird and began their fight against the Dark Queen. Here, the origin's a little more stupid.
So, after being ordered to stop hanging out with each other, our three dorks demonstrate why they're losers, in painful detail.
Can I join in your cosmically fascinating game?
Let's see here. Here we are. Pursuant to the Unrealistic Surfer Stereotype Act of 1983, all kids' action-oriented cartoon series must include one main character whose personality conforms to the surfer dude archetype, regardless of whether or not the design of the character physically matches that archetype. Well, good to know that's taken care of.
Get lost, Toad.
But I'm like a totally evolved basketball player.
Oh, watch it. Come on. You'll never get any attention with those wimp-o-matic drawings. How's that for a totally eyeball-frying attention grabber?
That's
the ugliest thing I've ever seen in my life, except for you.
Yeah! But I could be a great leader. I mean, if I knew how, that is. If I had any experience at it.
So now that we've established that the universe is pretty much doomed, we cut to an alien planet where T-Bird and Angelica have escaped from the Dark Queen and are picking up something which may be able to help save the princess.
But if my guess is right, this tomb contains the one thing which can save you from the Dark Queen's clutches. Yes! The genetic essence of the Battletoads, the guards of your royal ancestors.
But the Battletoads were wiped out eons ago.
Yes, but if you drink this goop, you'll drop dead instantly, and I can escape. We'll turn someone else into the Battletoads with this crap. Anyway, the Dark Queen attacks, and T-Bird outlines his cunning plan.
We must find some volunteers to become Battletoads.
Where will we find people we can trust?
On a distant planet in a remote solar system. A planet so backward and insignificant that the Dark Queen never bothered to conquer it. A mysterious planet called Earth.
And thanks to the professor's handy interstellar portal gizmo, which begs the question why anyone even uses spaceships if this kind of technology exists, the two manage to escape the Dark Queen and head for Oxnard. The portal opens up in the screen of an arcade game where our three idiots just happen to be.
Boy, they sure make these games realistic nowadays. Please do not fear us. We are interstellar travelers seeking sanctuary on your remote planet. This is the Princess Angelica. If she is not protected, the entire universe will fall into the hands of the Dark Queen.
For reasons. Don't ask what they are. It's not in the script.
I beg of you, help us. I know that you are wise, handsome, noble members of your planet's race.
Get your eyes checked, lady.
I want you to come on the adventure of a lifetime. I want you to become the most legendary warriors in the universe. I can't believe it. It's what I've been dreaming of.
It sounds cosmically cosmic.
We'll do it, feathered friend.
Excellent. Dave, you're a toad.
Yeah, well, you don't look so good yourself, buddy.
Hey, this wasn't part of the deal.
Of course it was.
Didn't you read the fine print? Of course not. You're idiots, which makes you perfect. Fortunately, before things get stupid, they get stupid.
It's an incoming teleportation.
I've come for the girl, T-Bird.
Battletoads, defend the princess! Now, pardon me, but why should we do any favors for the guy that just turned us into Toad?
My God, a character asking a sensible question. How the hell did that happen?
Help!
And with that brief shot, Rule 34 went into effect for this series.
What follows is the obligatory bad guy smackdown, featuring some not very well-timed animation and some sight gags that don't really work. The Dark Queen and her lackeys run off, and T-Bird reveals that the Toads don't have to stay that way permanently, and that leads to a string of potential catchphrases.
You can return to your normal form any time you choose.
You mean we can be totally grossed out heroes and still be our old selves, too? Psychotronic!
Incredible!
Cosmorific!
You left out Outer Galactic, Tuberific, Awesometronic, and basically anything else the writers of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles thought was too stupid to use in their show.
The guys try to convince their favorite teacher to hide Angelica and T-Bird, and the teacher doesn't believe them, despite having a 4-foot talking buzzard in his living room. So to prove their story, the boys turn back into the Battletoads.
Onto your brain pan.
Let's get warning! Toads rule!
There have been many memorable transformation phrases in cartoons over the years. Shazam, By the Power of Grayskull, Thundercats Ho. But I seriously doubt that if this show had been picked up and was a hit, that the thousands of kids on playgrounds across America who were pretending to be Battletoads would ever actually utter the phrase, "let's get warty," as a rallying cry to action.
So, with a place to stay worked out, the boys give Angelica and the professor a lesson in Southern California cliches.
There's everything you'll need to live the good life in Oxnard. Cool clothes, high-toned sneakers,
A tape player, some heavy metal.
A surfboard, suntan oil, and some organic bean sprouts.
and the most important thing, a set of wheels.
Don't worry, it runs. Well, sort of.
Actually, we were hoping you could use your scientific genius to rebuild the engine, Professor T-Bird. This should be most fascinating.
Now, there's just one other item that's essential for survival in Oxnard.
Money. I'm afraid one of you is going to have to get a job. Your Highness, I shall undertake this challenge.
I don't think there are many good-paying positions open for alien-talking birds.
Angelica heads off to get a job at the local donut shop.
$75 an hour.
What? Minimum wage? But she's a princess. Are you out of your psychotronic skull?
Please, Rash, let me handle it. I will happily accept your offer.
Wait a minute, hang on. Is she only wearing that apron and a skirt? This is supposed to be a kid's show, right?
Fine. You can start by boxing them. Hey, watch it with the jelly donuts.
This is a kid's show, right?
Anyway, T-Bird explains how the Battletoads' powers work, and then the Dark Queen's flunkies attack again, led by the bull we saw earlier, General Slaughter.
All right, it's time to pop a zit and squeeze a pimple and scratch a rash.
You know, General, quips only work when they're quick and to the point.
So while the Toads and the goons slug it out on the beach, the Dark Queen shows up at the donut shop and captures Angelica. Slaughter and his goons take off, but not before destroying T-Bird's teleporter. Fortunately, he's rebuilt the car into a spaceship, and all four head off to save the princess. Arriving at the Dark Queen's base, the Toads are given the rundown on what they need to do.
She's taken the princess to the top of her generator tower. It's the source of all her power. You'll have to enter through the base, climb the central shaft, and break in at the top. Now we've got to get inside this thing.
Watch me evolve, fellow Toads.
Time for a cosmically bashing one-ton stomp.
Now climb upward. Angelica is at the top.
How come we have to do all the work?
Because you're legendary heroes.
Ah! We're going, giant disembodied bird godhead. Please do not destroy us with your obnoxious voice.
Meanwhile, at the top of the tower, the Dark Queen makes ready to blast the princess into a pile of ash. But of course our heroes arrive, and another action sequence starts.
All right, Kawini. This is the showdown.
You fools think your power is greater than mine.
Works every time.
I'd make a wise-ass remark here, but considering that this is in fact the only time he's done this so far, this statement is technically correct.
So rather than waste time fighting the Dark Queen, the Toads destroy the power generator, causing the Queen's lair to explode. They rescue the princess and hightail it back to Oxnard. But of course the Queen survives, and she's not happy.
I don't believe it! My generator is gone! I'm powerless!
It's those Battletoads, Majesty. We just can't fight them.
Oh, yes, we can. I will muster my last remaining power reserves and destroy them with the whipsaw.
No, I've already done the obligatory BDSM joke.
Back in Oxnard, the guys screw up yet again, prompting more attention from Principal Hardass.
What's going on here? I told you not to see each other anymore. You violated my order. You three are suspended.
You can't do that to us. We're intergalactic heroes.
Yeah, we're the headbangingest psychomatic toads you ever saw.
I'm not just suspending you. I'm gonna have you committed to the Oxnard State Institution.
I guess some people just have to be shown.
Let's get warning! Toads rule!
So the guys blow the whole secret identity thing out of the water, but before anyone can rightfully start burning up at the stake for being the hideous freaks of nature that they are, the Dark Queen shows up and begins to destroy the one thing in Oxnard that makes life worth living. The mall.
No, seriously.
Oh no! It's headed toward the mall!
Don't let her destroy our mall!
The Toads get on board, the Dark Queen gloats and orders her goons to shoot them, the Toads get out of the way, and the combined laser blast causes the ship to go out of control. The Dark Queen and her goons escape again, as do our heroes, and the whole damn ship blows up. So to wrap this whole thing up, because they actually did something right for once, Principal Hardass backs off, Angelica shows her gratitude, and we get a cliched high five to end on.
So that's Battletoads. Is it any wonder this thing didn't get picked up for a series?
The Battletoads concept is one that lends itself easily to animation, but Deke dropped the ball on every count. The animation is shoddy and poorly timed, the script feels like 3 separate stories were crammed into one, and all 3 were rushed as hell. The whole idea of the nerds transforming into the Battletoads is unnecessary, and while the Dark Queen starts off as a decent villain, by the end she just looks like an idiot. About the only bright spot in this whole thing is the voice cast, but even then, some of the voice choices are either annoying or tired cliches that every other cartoon series was doing at the time.
The show did get aired as a Thanksgiving special in 1992, and there was a VHS release shortly thereafter. Then, when the video game franchise kind of ran out of steam, the whole episode faded into obscurity. If you feel you absolutely must expose yourself to this, then you'll probably have to look online. It's probably the only place you're going to find a copy of it anywhere. But if you really want an entertaining Battletoads experience, I would recommend trying to track down one of the video games instead. You'll have a lot more fun than watching this damn thing. I'm Dubious Khan. Join me next time for another trip into the Idiot Box.